So we're up at the start for a heat of the Wyfold Challenge Cup between Taurus Boat Club, Oxford Brookes Old Boys on the far side of your picture, the Berkshire Bank, and Molesey Boat Club, very strong crew. Molesey on the right of your picture, nearest to the island on the Buckinghamshire Bank.
And halfway yesterday, there was only 2 seconds between these two crews, with the Taurus crew being 2 seconds quicker.
Steering for Molesey, Matthew Pinsent warning Molesey, and that's a bit of a surprise up in the bow seat for Molesey. That's Henry Jones who's steering.
They corrected it well, but it looks like Taurus have really taken advantage of that. Now Taurus getting warned and moving across the umpire's instructions, and Molesey heading towards the booms. They need to correct that quickly.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think they'll be on the rudder on the booms. Yeah, now they've got sight of the booms, and whether that steering has sort of phased Molesey, and Taurus look very smooth out in front, and that's a lot of a lead to have at an early stage in the Cox's Falls race.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, commanding clear water already. And the Taurus crew does look really solid in the way they're rowing. They're very compact. There isn't much movement of their body. Molesey crew looking slightly more disjointed.
So we come down the course. We're joining this race live. Molesey on the left of your picture and Taurus on the right of your picture. I asked the Molesey boys who coached this, of course, Franz Infield and Sam Tuck, and they basically said Ollie Knight from the 2 seat, Joe Middleton in the 3 seat of the Molesey boat. But this Taurus crew, Ollie Morgan in the bow seat, Ollie Ayres at 2. In front of him, Will Morehouse and stroke Louis Patterson, the 32-year-old construction project manager. And the 3-man from the Taurus boat, Oliver Morgan, is sponsored by Red Hedge Asset Management, who have looked after this crew. He works there and they sponsored this crew, so good shout out to them.
Yeah. Yesterday, Taurus were racing against Agecroft with a 3-length lead, and the Molesey crew beat the Derby crew yesterday. Much closer race, 1 3/4 lengths. But Taurus, even yesterday, were faster despite winning by a larger margin. So this is kind of playing out the way the results yesterday showed to us.
Do you think it takes something out of a crew for the second day when they have a tight race the day before, Adrian?
I think it depends how well you've trained, I would say, and how mature you are as an athlete. If you've got a lot of training years in your legs, I think you can recover. I mean, if we watched that re-row last night, that Brooks crew and that French crew yesterday, 45 minutes later, they went and did the same thing again, and the quality of rowing was of the same standard. So if you've done the training, you can back it up. But I do say, now that we have a 6-day regatta, if you have close races every day, that is going to take its toll.
I'd say Molesey were edging back a little bit. Taurus still look calm, still look relaxed, still a couple of hits of the blades on the water going forward, maybe want to get more clearance off the back end of the stroke just to be certain that they're clear. But shouts, you can probably hear them in the background there for Molesey. I kind of would have picked Molesey to be a fraction closer at this time of the race.
Yeah, and the steering here, again, the Taurus crew here moving over towards the middle. But maybe the margin's enough that Matthew Pinsent doesn't feel the need to warn them, but they need to be careful. The Molesey crew here still digging into it, but it's going to be hard for them rowing in that bouncy water from the wash and from the boat.
He looks ready to say something, Pinsent, the umpire. I'm not sure quite what it is.
Quick look there from the bowman from the Molesey crew.
Henry Jones,
had a quick look over to see where they were. Probably not going to make some sort of call.
So the Molesey boys, Henry Jones, Ollie Knight, Joe Middleton and Harry Hetherington.
So this Taurus crew over here being slightly over to the left. So Martin, how much was that as gamesmanship in the Cox's boats?
Well, do you know, I love a bit of gamesmanship, Henry. I think that's what match racing is all about, and I love the idea of sending dirty puddles down if you're leading. I know that they've kind of said crews should keep to their own side of the river, but if you can just edge over and send some puddles down, I guess why not? I'm looking at crews as they come towards the press box. Taurus are right in the middle, about as far over towards the middle as they can be without a warning.
Exactly, just getting there, making the most of the lane without actually infringing on the other crew physically.
So Taurus wind down, they know they've got the race in hand, just the last 5 strokes off. Taurus Boat Club come across the finish. Molesey have to settle for second best, heads go down. That's a great win for Taurus.